Hello and welcome back for part 2 of the 3-part shoulder series. Today I'm going to take you through more of an intermediate level strengthening and stretching series that's going to help you out to get better and stronger and more flexible for all your acro and dance skills. And if you're new to this channel or you're new to exercising in general, I highly recommend you try out part 1 of this series before trying out this video. That's linked in the description box below. So if you're new to exercising, go ahead and try that out. See how you feel. If you feel like you're up for more of a challenge, then come on back here and try this exercise out with me, and it's gonna be great. If you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you can be notified when I post part 3, because that's coming soon and that one is gonna be so intense. With all the chit chat out of the way, let's get right into these exercises. I hope you're ready to stretch and burn your shoulders. It's gonna be great. Make sure you have a TheraBand, and we're gonna start by rolling our shoulder 4 times one direction. And 4 times the opposite direction. Then we'll repeat this on the other arm. Switch arms. Alright, now we're going to open up our chest, reaching our arms back and bringing them back forward. Chest goes to neutral. We'll do this 4 times, trying to reach back as far as we can every time to get our fullest range of motion. It's really important that you warm up the shoulder joint before you start exercising and stretching it out. We're reversing our circle now and taking a contraction at the bottom. Contract, open up, and contract. One more here. And move it all around. We're ready to get some exercises in. Grab your TheraBand in your hand and lay it flat on the floor, stepping your feet directly in the center of the TheraBand. You're gonna pick your TheraBand up and grab it to where your hands are facing straight down towards the floor. If you have a longer TheraBand, you might need to scrunch it up more. We're gonna keep our arms straight and lift them all the way up to our ears. Try not to bend your back or use your back in any way, or lean forward. You want to make sure you're squeezing your abdominal muscles, keeping your body nice and strong and straight, and just lifting your arms directly up by your ears and directly down. Then we're gonna take our hands out to a V, lift them up and down, and then out to a T, lifting them up. We'll take it back to the front, again keeping our ribs nice and in, and then out to a V, and out to a T again. We'll repeat all of these positions. Front, V, and T. Always keeping our body nice and strong and straight. Keep going, you're almost there. And shake it out. Toss your TheraBand off to the side
We're gonna go into a plank with a nice straight body, hands underneath your shoulders, and push through our upper spine, trying to push our upper spine into the ceiling. Then we'll drop into our shoulders and push away. Drop and push, drop and push. This is called blocking for those of you who don't know. And we do 8 blocks in one set. Then we'll repeat our TheraBand exercises as before and go back to the blocking for 8 more in a little bit. So grab your TheraBand. This time we're going to point our thumbs to the ceiling just to get our shoulders in a bit of a different position. And we'll extend our arms up to the ceiling. Go to a V, up to the ceiling. Go to a T, up to the ceiling. And we'll repeat this same series 5 more times. And shake it out. Toss your TheraBand off to the side and head on down to a plank to repeat your blocks. 8 blocks. Alright, come on down and stand on up. Grab your TheraBand again. We're going to place it on the floor and go through the front VT series 6 times, and this will be our last set of these. Again, we're going to face our fingers to the floor for this one. We switched to our thumbs to the ceiling last time just to get a little different range of motion, but we're going to go back to fingers facing the floor and hit the top of our shoulders again. You have 5 more going front, V, and T, y'all. My shoulders were starting to burn here, and it was getting harder and harder to keep my ribs nice and tight. Make sure you're constantly squeezing your abs so that you don't pop your shoulders, and shake it out. You made it. Now we're gonna go back on down to the floor and go into a plank to do our blocks one last time. All right, stand on up and grab a TheraBand again. You're going to hold the TheraBand slightly close together just to where you have a good resistance, but you will need to take your arms out to a full T, so make sure it's not too close together or too far apart. We're gonna take our arms out to a T and come straight down. Make sure your ribs are nice and tight. Out to a T, up to the ceiling, out to a T, into the ground. We'll repeat this 8 total times. Try to make sure that the pace at which you're opening and closing is the same the whole time. You don't want to open it really fast or let it snap closed. You want to maintain control of the TheraBand and open and close in a smooth motion. All right, that's 8. Wrap up your TheraBand, throw it on down, and come on back to the floor where we're gonna go into a plank and do some shoulder taps. We'll do 8 shoulder taps, making sure that we minimize how much we're rocking side to side. You don't want to lift your whole weight side to side and throw yourself into a side plank. You want to keep your whole body nice and strong and tight, and tap each shoulder side and side 8 times. All right, grab your TheraBand again, and we're gonna repeat our opening and closing through T. Opening up to the ceiling and closing back down. Again, don't let your TheraBand snap closed at the top or the bottom. You want it to be smooth sailing the whole time. We have 6 more here. All right, come on back down to the floor for 8 more of those lovely shoulder taps. Squeeze your abdominal muscles so that you don't rock side to side, and tap it out for 8. We're going to do a little stretch here, taking our arm across our chest and just pulling it in nice and close to us with a straight elbow. Super simple stretch, but gets the job done, stretching out those shoulders. All right, stand on up, grab your TheraBand, take it up and over your back, and we're gonna repeat that same opening and closing action, but with our arms behind our back. This is going to really open up your chest. Try your best to keep your ribs nice and tight and closed so that you feel all the stretch in your shoulders and your chest muscles. As dancers or acrobats or normal individuals, we want to make sure that we're always working and lengthening the muscles so that we don't get tight and restricted in our movements. All right, toss your TheraBand off to the side and come on down to a plank. You're going to use your opposite arm and foot to take 1 step forward, and 2, and 3, and 4, and then 4 steps back. 2, 3, 4. 4 more forward, and 4 more back. Then we're going to stand on up, grab our TheraBand, and repeat the opening and closing behind our back. 8 times. So that's 1. This is 2, and you have 6 more to go. You can do it. Try not to pop your ribs or let your chest open. You want to really squeeze your abdominal muscles to have it all work in the shoulder joint. All right, toss that TheraBand to the side, come on down to the floor. We have 2 sets of walking forward 4 times and walking back 2 times. 2, 3, 4, and back. 2, 3, 4 to the front, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the back, 1. Grab your TheraBand and have a seat or stand, it's up to you. You're going to take your TheraBand somewhat close together, about shoulder distance apart with your hands, and bring your arms up and around your head, trying to keep your ribs closed the whole time and get your widest range of motion. We do 4 roundabouts in one direction before switching to the other side. Now, this isn't super fun with the TheraBands hitting you in the face, so I would recommend rolling them up in your hand to avoid this happening. I was just a little too lazy and decided to just go with it. But you can wrap them around your wrists if you don't like them hitting you in the face. Now we're going to take it, grab it even a little bit closer together, and then take our arms back. Now, if you can't get your arms to rotate all the way back, widen your grip on the TheraBand so that you can safely bring your arms all the way back and down and all the way up and over. This is not about popping your joints or over rotating your shoulders. You want to get a stretch that's good and comfortable for you. And if that means taking a wide grip, that's perfect. I've seen a lot of people do this with a scarf or a piece of fabric, but I find that that's a lot more dangerous. A TheraBand has give, and if your shoulders can't make the full rotation, the TheraBand will stretch to allow you to fully rotate, as opposed to a strap or a piece of material that will force your shoulders to rotate in a position they might not be ready. Now you're gonna want to take yourself to a blank wall and kick up to the wall. Make sure your ribs are closed and you're not arching in your spine. Push everything up through your feet and push through your shoulders. Now you're gonna relax your shoulders down and press them up by your ears. Relax down and press up. Do this about 4 to 8 times depending on how comfortable you are, and then safely come down. This is similar to what we did in the plank, except now we're pressing up to our ears. After that, you can take your hand and press it against the wall to open up your chest. I normally don't like to film with my shirt off. However, I figured it was best for me to take it off for the handstand portion of this so that you could see my ribs and understand the proper technique of a handstand. Oh, distracted by Jon Snow. He's my lover. You know nothing, Jon Snow. Anyways, we're going to kick back up into a handstand on the wall so that we can repeat those shoulder shrugs again. Again, make sure your ribs are closed before you start pressing through your shoulders. Don't let your back arch like this. Press through your hips and push through your shoulders. Then press your shoulders down and up without opening and closing your rib cage. It is so important to keep your ribs closed during this exercise. This will get you ready for things like back handsprings or round offs so you can properly block through your shoulders without loading weight into your ribs. All right, we're gonna start some stretches. Let's take our pinkies facing towards each other, slide our hips forward, bring your knees up to your nose, and extend your feet to the ceiling. Don't slide too far if you're not comfortable with this stretch yet. You don't want to over-rotate your shoulders. You just want to feel a nice stretch. This also is good for your abs as you try to keep your feet squeezed and your knees close to your nose. Come on down, flip yourself over, and we're gonna do a snail stretch. So we want our hips directly over our knees in a perpendicular position, and our arms are straight in front of us by our ears, chin lifted so you're looking forward. If that stretch is good for your shoulders, stay there. If you need a little bit more stretch, take your hands to a prayer position and then press your chest towards the floor. This is gonna deepen the amount of stretch that you feel in your shoulders, and it feels really good after all of the exercises we did. I love this stretch. After holding that for a few seconds, come on up and find a nice wall. We're gonna press up into a bridge and test how far we can press our chest past our wrists by reaching it towards the wall. Now, I was sliding around quite a bit in this, and I honestly just didn't feel like taking my socks off. So you can probably get a little more traction if you're barefoot and be able to. If a normal bridge is not a deep enough stretch for you, I highly recommend trying an elbow bridge. You're gonna press up to a normal bridge and then go down to your elbows and try to see if you can press your chest towards the wall. I recommend holding both of these bridges, or either, at least 2 to 3 times every single day in order to see maximum results. But that's it.
Alright guys, you made it through the entire video. I hope you feel great and your shoulders feel nice and loose and strong. And if they do, make sure you give me a big thumbs up and let me know in the comments below what you want to see next on my channel. Of course, we have part 3 coming up on this series next week, but if you want to see any other videos, be sure to comment below and I'll be happy to make those videos for you because I'm here for y'all. And remember that when you need a shoulder to lean on, you turn to dance. So keep your shoulders strong so you can dance strong. Bye guys.